So in this video, let's continue talking about our CRM and the process after we log a sale with the client. So you just logged the sale and it has been sent to our CRM. So let me share my screen. So this is the CRM. Remember, we have the client, Joe Betterman, and it automatically always goes to the post-enrollment category. This is where all of your clients are going to be after you've logged them in the sale. Now, you can also manually enter this information by clicking on Add a Deal and putting in all the client's information here. But it's always just better and more efficient to use our form because it's going to help make things a lot quicker, especially when you're in a house. However, if you do ever want to use, let's say a client calls you and they say they want life insurance, you can come in here and click Create Deal. You can name the deal, their last name, life, and then click Add a New Contact. Or if you already have the client's name, let's say it's Sally, the Sally Suckup is going to, pull up for Sally Rogers, and maybe that was the client. And so you could put all of their information in here, and then it would save them in this category. Now, if they reached out, you would leave them in initial contact. The next stage you need to get them to is a meeting. Once you have the meeting with them, you would move them over to meeting. And then once, if there's any follow-up needed after the meeting, you can put them in that category. But if not, then you can put them into post-enrollment. Now, this category, like I said, is going to be once you log client sales, it's going to come to this pipeline category. And in this category, this is for clientele that you need to follow up with for one reason or another. And then it has the tasks here, open activity, call them on their first payment on 8/1 and let them know. Or if I needed to fax a form or follow up or do something like that, I could follow up here. Maybe it got sent to underwriting as well. So these are things where, okay, I need to follow up. There's something that needs to happen. Once the policy has been issued and approved and put into place, I am going to move it over into this mail thank you card and make sure they got their policy category. So when you move the clientele from here, from post-enrollment into the mail thanks policy category, that is when they will be added to our list. So this is an example of how it would work. So here's all of our different clientele when, and I'll search Betterman, right? So when I search Betterman, no records are found because this client, Joe Betterman, has not been added to our mailing list yet. But when I come in here and I drag him over to the mail thanks policy, now in this category, they are getting their thank you card mailed to them. And I still need to make sure that they received their policy, whether I have sent it to them, whether it was mailed to my house and I need to make sure that they get it, or I need to follow up with them in a week or two and call them and say, hey, just want to make sure you got your policy, Ms. Johnson, see if you had any questions on it. And that is going to help us have a better quality of business. So now look, after I moved it to that category, when I come in here, I'll refresh this and click Betterman. Joseph Betterman, boom, right there. Birthday, August 7th, location. If I preview it, it has all the information. New client drip, it adds them to the new client drip. So it sends them a thank you card and sends them a birthday card on the birthday. Paid $85 with Mutual of Omaha on the first of every month. And so that is something that is super, super, super helpful because it follows up with our clients for us. Now, let's say he calls me and says, actually, Joe, I don't want the policy or whatever, or he gets denied. Well, I can do two things. One, I can come in here and I can uncheck this box. So I can click edit and I can uncheck it and save it. That would delete him from the list. Or I can just move the client into closed lost. And if I move the client into closed lost, it will delete the client from our list. So there he's gone. So if you do not want a client to be mailed anymore, you can either uncheck that box and move them to closed lost, or just move to closed lost. If they are in the closed one category, they will be mailed out to. And so after you have called the client and all that good stuff, and you make sure that they get their thank you cards by putting them in this category, and you call them and say, hey, Ms. Johnson, just want to make sure you got your policy. your payment's coming out next week on the 1st. You got it? Awesome. Okay, great. And you check off all your tasks. I called them on 8/1 for the first payment and I updated the task. So I got rid of that task. Now I have moved it into closed one. Now there's nothing else I need to do for that client. And the beautiful thing about it being in this closed one category is we'll show you in another video how you can sort and just get a list of all of your closed clients. So if you want to call around the holidays to see if they want to upgrade or whatever it may be. And there's so many things that you can do when you have an organized clientele base. So this is very important, guys. We're going to talk about in the next video workflows, what your beginning of the day and end of the day should look like coming in here. And we're also going to talk about the other pipelines we have here, like client admin, retirement homes, and if you are managing recruitment and agents as well. So we will cover all that in the next video, and I will see you then.